Here on Reality Tab, we have the mission to deliver factual, progressive content to foster understanding for meaningful and effective changes in regards to the U.S. immigration laws. Our work will delve further into current events and the fundamentally incorrect manner in which undocumented individuals are framed. As an organization, we believe in an inclusive populism where all people have access to basic human rights, regardless of their legal status or their birthplace. We seek reform that gives everyone a fair chance at due process and ultimately recaptures our nation's values of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, not just for us U.S. citizens, but for all.
So, as you guys probably know, recently this past Wednesday afternoon, nearly 700 Mexican immigrants were detained in Mississippi across several agricultural processing plants. This could be considered the largest worksite enforcement operation raid in a single state. They were sent away on buses to National Guard bases where they will be processed.
These arrests occurred during school hours, and this resulted in hundreds of students being left after school with no one to pick them up. Many had to spend the night in their school's gym. Here's a clip of the daughter of a detainee, shedding light on the pain that many families felt last Wednesday.
I'm not gonna have nothing. It's the first day of school for me. My dad bought everything for me to live over here, the rent, and I don't know what I'm gonna eat. And I'm so lonely right now. I need my dad for me. My dad didn't do nothing. He's not a criminal or something. That's what the immigrants took them. Please let him free.
Massive worksite raids like these have detrimental effects not only on the immediate families of the detained, but on the whole community. The net result of these raids is immigrants being pushed further underground, local economies being decimated, and families being torn apart. These people are neighbors, friends, and community members. They are being brutally ripped apart from their families and their lives they once knew and sent to these camps where they endure days and weeks of interrogation and processing, and usually end up being deported to the country where they are originally from, for a better life for themselves and their loved ones.
And this isn't the only case of mass detainment that we've seen. If you've been paying attention to the news, you'd know that thousands of undocumented immigrants have been detained throughout the past few years. This year especially, we've seen an influx in detainees that are being held in the detention camps to await their processing. People have compared these camps to concentration camps, as they are way overcrowded and lack basic necessities like access to clean drinking water, hygiene products, showers, and designated sleeping areas.
I think one of the biggest problems our country faces is how many people are completely neutral with and unbothered by this current situation. It could be in part because of the fear-mongering and hateful rhetoric that the president uses in reference to the current immigration situation. He's publicly proclaimed how our nation is facing an invasion and often uses Ever since his election, people with white supremacist views have become much more public with their point of views, as they feel it is more safe to do. Such demonstrations include the Unite the Right rally that occurred in Charlottesville, North Carolina in 2017, where self-identified white nationalists chanted racist slogans and carried around rifles, and even the El Paso shooting that happened less than a week ago, where the gunman confessed that he was targeting Latinos to, quote, stop the invasion.
We can't place all the blame on one single person. Sure, his rhetoric may inspire those with far-right views and dehumanize people who don't fit the perfect American description, but I think the problem lies in something bigger than that. It's the fact that just because someone doesn't have certain documentation, some people view what is happening as just and simply in compliance with the laws of the land. But why does the lack of certain documentation have to equate to the inhumane treatment of people just like us? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Reality Tap with Giada and I. If you like our content, remember to subscribe so you can be alerted every time we post new content. We're also on Twitter and Instagram with the username @RealityTap. And if you have any questions or content you would like to share with us, reach us at realitytap@gmail.com. Thanks, we'll see you in our next episode of Reality Tap.